A lot of people ask me where I went for 3 years. Why did you stop making Shut Up and Watch Dice Hate Happen, Chris? What's going on? They would ask me in the restroom or in line at the ER. Well, the truth is, I spent those 1,200 days hard at work, crafting and honing and perfecting what I considered to be my masterpiece, my life's work, the greatest tutorial for a board game ever. And that game is Scythe. For 3 whole years, I've been rehearsing, readying myself, practicing, doing iteration after iteration of this thing. The hours of practice I've put in, missing my kids' birthday parties, foregoing holidays, missing the births of my nieces and nephews, but it'll all be worth it when you see the efforts made manifest in this perfect Scythe tutorial. My whole life has been spent getting to this moment, and I will not Oh, it's an SMS message from my friend, Frank Kenlin, the designer of the Manscaping. Dear Chris, you should do a video based on that Hues and Cues game. Okay! Hi everyone, I'm Chris Leader, and on today's show we're going to learn Hues and Cues, a vibrant colored party game for treated trend players that takes about 1/2 of 1 American hour to play. The game was designed by Scott Brady and is published by the OP, formerly known as Montgomery Ward. In the game you'll be naming things and guessing colors just like in the Olympics. To set up, lay the board out in the center of the table and then take a look at it. Look at it, for God's sake! As you can see, the board is red and yellow and green and brown and scarlet and black and ochre and peach and ruby and olive and violet and fawn and lilac and gold and chocolate and mauve and cream and crimson and silver and rose and azure and lemon and russet and gray and purple and white and pink and orange and red and yellow and green and brown and blue. You'll want to memorize those colors. They'll be important later. Each player should choose a color to be. If you're having trouble choosing a color, I recommend playing a game of Hues and Cues to decide. Take 3 of these dunce caps in your chosen color and place one of them on your favorite number. My favorite number is 8. Extricate the 300-odd remaining cones from play. Finally, carefully remove the color cage from the box and set it next to the board. Color cage. Color cage.
Oh no, the Crayon Commandos are under attack! You're in trouble now! The Rainbow Raiders! Red! Purple! Burnt sienna! I'm gonna color outside your lines. Not if Color Cage can help it.
When the Rainbow Raiders attack, Color Force knows what to do. The new Color Cage will turn the tide.
Now whose pants are brown, Raiders?
Crayon Commandos, Rainbow Raiders, and Color Cage, each sold separately.
From Hughes Row!
Yeah! Finally, set up the draw deck. Simply send a self-addressed stamped envelope and wait 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. When your cards arrive, shuffle them up and put them right next to the board. Each round, one player will give the cues. This player's called the werewolf. All the other players will take on the roles of villagers and try to guess the color the werewolf is hinting at before they're all eaten. Now the cues given must be 1 and then 2 words, with 1 being 1 less than 2 and 2 being 1 more than 1 and 1 the first time and 2 the second time, and neither being 4. By that I mean the clue can be 4, but the words cannot be 4. You can't use 4 words. But you can use 4-letter words, but don't use 4-letter words around children. But do use 1-letter words around 4 ones. One can cue 1 or 2 is what I'm getting at. For example, let's say I'm the cue giver and I draw this card. It features 4 colors. I choose one of the colors and then say a hint. In this case, perhaps I say existentialism. Now, the guessers take turns placing their Madonna bras on the colors they think best match the cue I gave. There are some rules to this. 2 cones cannot occupy the same color. Don't get the cones wet or expose them to bright light. And for the love of Pete Shirey, do not feed the cones after midnight. After everyone, and I mean everyone, has guessed a color, I will now say a 2-word cue. In this case, of course, I would say rainbow bright. Now everyone takes turns again placing cones in a futile effort to know my brain. Little do they know that I'm laughing at their feeble efforts to know my brain. For you see, if they did, they would descend into a chasm of never-ending madness. Once all the cones have been placed, the cue provider plops the color cage down on the correct space, and then scoring begins based on a modified version of tennis scoring mixed with the Fibonacci sequence. Gameplay continues in this way until laughter and happiness permeate every molecule of your body, and you're literally vibrating with joy. Please consult your doctor if the joy vibration lasts more than 6 hours. At some point in the game, a player will utter the phrase, "Well, color me impressed," at which point the game will have fulfilled its earthly duties and will ascend to another plane of existence, leaving behind nothing but some rainbow sprinkles. And that's Hues and Blues Clues by Thop. Hey, I hope you've had a colorific time with me today. I know I've had a wonderful time with you. Do me a favor and like and subscribe to this video and blomp that bell below so that you'll know the next time I ride the rainbow straight to your screen. And hey, let me know in the comments if there's a game you want me to teach. Until next time, shut up and watch Dice Hate happen.
Oh no, the Crown Commandos are under attack! You're in trouble now! The Rainbow Raiders! Red! Purple! Burnt sienna! I'm gonna color outside your lines. Not if Color Cage can help it. Holy shit!
When the Rainbow Raiders attack, Color Force knows what to do. The new color cage will turn the tide.
Now whose pants are brown, Raiders?
Crayon Commandos, Rainbow Raiders, and Color Cage, each sold separately.
From Hues Bros!